Hey folks, my name's Tom. I'm a professional theatre organist and I live here in the UK, and welcome to my YouTube channel Keyboard Skills Pro. And today we're recording and presenting to you another really cool music tuition video on theatre organ style playing. This one has been requested by a few folks, and this one is about how to get a little bit better at playing the pedals on a cinema organ. Well, first of all, most cinema organs will have a 32 note pedal board. So that means it has 32 different keys, 2 octaves plus half at the top, in a radiating concave shape. Now, in this particular video, some of you will probably already play pedals. If you don't play pedals, this may be of some use to get into adding pedals into your organ playing, not just on a theatre organ, but also at home as well. So the easiest thing just to start off with is to make sure that everything is nice and comfortable. So right foot on the swell pedal. And then what we need to do is we need to make sure that the bench lets our leg swing nice and clearly like this. We don't want to be lifting our leg up. Let the bench take the weight, and your other foot most of the time will be occupied with the swell. Keep your left leg nice and loose, and try not to lift it off the bench. Always let the bench support it. So here are 5 different sort of pedal patterns, or techniques I suppose we could call them, which will just help enhance your music. So the first one is called single bass notes, beats 1 and 3. And beats 1 and 3 is basically number 1, rest on 2, and then play another pedal on the 3rd beat. So let's just play some C chords. I'm going to chug away 4 beats on the C chords, and then on the pedals I'm going to play on beats 1 and 3. Okay, here's an F chord, G chord, C chord. And that's really nice if you're playing, let's say, a nice swingy number like this. Okay, so that's just single pedals. Play a C chord, play a C pedal, play an F chord, play an F pedal, play B flat 7, play B flat. The second one is called alternating bass. An alternating bass is where we have our main pedal, so a C with a C chord, but then we play the C pedal's alternate bass note. I suppose you could call it almost like an alternative personality. It's just as good, but it's very different. C is number 1. Let's count up 5 pedals from C, C, D, E, F, G. And G is the 5th above C. Okay, so what that does, that produces an alternate bass note. There you go. If you're coming down, it's normally 4 notes down, so C, B, A, G. Okay, so C always goes with G. So that we could then play that same sort of style, but this is good for marches and Broadway numbers. Now if I play G chord, I would go G, 5 up is D. Or I could go down to D, but if I go down, don't forget, it's 4 notes. So that's really nice. Now, if you want to get some more information on these patterns, I've put all of this in a bonus PDF, and you can get that by signing up and supporting Keyboard Skills Pro on patron.com. I'll put the link in the description. Head to patron.com and you can sign up and help with a small monthly pledge to become a patron of mine to help support my music video productions here on YouTube. So sincerely hope you'll consider that. Now, what if we were playing a ballad? Well, let's put a nice 16/8 on the pedals. We'll put a nice gentle flute on the accompaniment, and let's go for something nice and gentle on the top here. And the dotted pedal pattern is what I call the fish and chip rhythm. So it goes fish and chips, fish and chips. So it's dotted crotchet, quaver crotchet, and that sounds like this. Okay, and that's nice for tunes like this. So you see we're holding the chord. Or maybe something like this perhaps. Now what if you've got two chords in the bar? Well, if you've got two chords in the bar, you'll need to go dotted crotchet, quaver, and then the final one will be the next chord. So for example, D minor to G7. See how I'm doing that? 1, 2, and 3. And again, I put all that inside the description. Another way you could use a 4-beat pattern would be to play a tango. So you see what we're doing there is we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's good for driving songs. Also perhaps some more, well I say more up to date, but more songs in the last sort of 40 years. Things like ABBA, for example. If you did some ABBA music, you could go something like this. That's good for that kind of driving along sort of style. But if you're playing, let's say, finally, let's finish with this one, playing some big band music, you would need to play a walking bass. Now you have to make sure that with the walking bass you do get a very clean sound. So I tend to use sometimes a reed instrument, just to get a nice sound for the pedals there. So with walking bass, the idea is you are walking from the first note, C, so we'll take a C chord, and then we need to get to our, say, our alternative bass note, G. Well, why would we need to do that? Well, the whole idea of big band music was to give it momentum and movement, was to use a walking movement. So we would go C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C. Okay? C, D, E, F, G. And the two chords in the song may possibly be a C chord going to a G chord. And then a C chord. And then a G chord. Okay, so you see how we're walking up there and then walking back down. Now here's an example of how we could use walking bass in a song. Here's a bass line with some chords, and this is the opening of Satin Doll. Here we go. Bass solo, and again. Okay, so a nice sound there from Satin Doll. So how are we doing that? Well, we have to think ahead of where we're going to. So the first two chords, we've got D minor and G7. So if I was going to go from D, I'd play two D notes. Okay, D, D, and then I'd go to G, G. But you can see on the music, we've removed the second D on the D minor chord and placed in another bass note, which is actually one of the notes in a D minor chord, D, F, A, okay, D, F and A, so we can play D, F or A on the pedals. So this particular example goes like this, so instead of going, okay, instead of going D, D, G, G, I'm now going to go and walk to my G bass note, you see. So D minor, D, F, G, G. Back again, look, second bar. And then the next 2 bars I can use the same pattern. E, G, A, E, G, A. Now a lot of people think walking bass has to be all this all the time, and it doesn't. You can sometimes use alternate notes. So the D chord, look, next bar, we've got D7, so I'm going to jump up to A, that's the alternative, D flat and A flat, and then a bass solo. So look what I'm doing here, look on this C chord, I'm going C, E, G. Now I want to get to A next, so I'm going to walk via the G sharp, chromatic half steps are very good, and then I'm walking down from A, and then of course we'll land on D again. Now you see, with this E minor chord, I don't have to go to G, I could go to B, look, and then go the other way. So you can mix it up. What about a D chord? Using the foot and the toe of the pedal there. So there I went C, big C at the top, and just walk down the scale. Now I'm going to get there too soon. If you get there too soon, put in a half step. So some nice ideas there on pedal playing styles on the organ. Now if you'd like to learn a little bit more about that, I have done a full-blown supporting PDF with all that written down for you, and you can get that by signing up, as we said earlier, on patron.com. Thanks so much to all of you who watch my channel. My sincere thanks also go to my patrons who you saw on the screen at the beginning of this video. If you'd like to share the video or comment, love to hear from you, and please do keep getting in touch about your organ playing and piano and keyboard playing activities. I absolutely love to hear from all of you. We've got some great videos coming towards Christmas, folks. We've got news on my new piano books, piano tutorials, there's going to be some more organ tutorials, and please do keep in touch via the website tomhorton.co.uk. So I will say thank you ever so much. It's always a great pleasure to have your company here on YouTube, and we will see you hopefully one day very soon.